Hello and welcome to another video tutorial from Vaultuz. In this tutorial we're going to look at how to change the different view settings within the All Items page. So let's start with favourites. You can favourite an item by clicking on the star, and then you can use the Show Favourites toggle button to just see your favourite items. The status drop down here will show you items of a particular status, for example sold. These are all items that have a current status of sold. If you wish to find an item that had a previous status, you can do so by looking at the History button here. So we could select items that were in progress maybe in the last 6 months. That's only brought one up. Or you could select something like completed in the last 12 months. And that's brought 3 items back. Although the current status for this one is sold, it was actually in a completed status within the last 12 months. By clicking on the Back to All button, it will revert all of your filters back to the original setting. You could search for items via tags, so clicking My Tags here will give you a list of all tags that you've used, and then by clicking on a tag, it will take you to the specific items that have that tag. There is also an archive button down the bottom, so you can archive certain collections. You might want to do that if you don't want to see particular items all the time. They might be old items, you want to keep them within Vaultuz but you don't want to see them, so you can set that collection to archive, and here you can select that. So if you want to see those items briefly, you can bring them up. There is a search feature to the right here. By clicking on the magnifying glass, you can then search for name, or you could search for tags. If you want to use a tag search, just remember to use a hash before the name. So yellow, for example, should find the bananas and lemons. Or you could just use marigolds to find a particular item. Again, you can click back to all items at any time to remove all the filters. To change your filter view, currently it's set up in a large row setting. The buttons are in the top right here. The first button gives you what is called a masonry view. So it bunches all the items up together, looks quite nice. The second is the large row, which we had originally. And then the third is the smaller items, just if you want to see a lot more on the page at any one time. And then you have a details view. The details view gives you a table which is customizable. So if you click on the customize button here, you can choose exactly what you want to show. But a really neat feature is the use of bespoke details. So when you go into an item, there is a details tab that you can select, and then you can add in exactly the type of details you want. So you could add in condition or frame or a notes tab. So you can select these and they'll appear in this table, and then if you want to highlight yes and no's, you can also do it here. So for example, I want my background yeses to be green but the font to be white. That results in this view where you've got the left hand side are all your standard item details, and then you've got your bespoke details on the right. So here's ID, for example. If you want to change that detail quickly, you can do so by just giving it a click and then update it from here. This is very similar to the inventory view. With inventory though, it allows you to do more exporting and printing. To do a quick edit of a particular item, there are 3 buttons in the top right hand corner. If you click on those, you can select Quick Edit. Here you can change name, the collection the item belongs to, and its current status. It also allows you to update its price if it's for sale, and its dimensions and description. If you want to edit more details in the item that are available here in this pop-up, just go to the Go To item. That will take you to the Full On Items page. From here you can quickly add tags as well, and if you want to add, remove or manage ancillaries, you can do it from here too. So it makes those quick jobs really straightforward without having to jump into the item. think that's about everything for items and views and sorting, filtering, etc. So thanks very much for your time. See you in the next tutorial.